Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is telling officials to come up with a plan to cut 8% of the defense budget. He's also reportedly set to remove some top generals and senior officials. This as DOGE staffers have been at the Pentagon this week, combing through lists of probationary workers. About 878,000 civilians work at the Defense Department, with 60,000 of them probationary. Civilian defense contractors could also be on the chopping block. DOGE posts a list of more than 1,000 contracts it claims to have terminated. While the White House is looking to cut fat at the Pentagon, Republicans in Congress are seeking to increase the defense budget. Lawmakers agree the military should target waste, but they also believe America isn't spending enough on national defense. National security correspondent Caitlin Burke tells us more.
GOP lawmakers are behind this push in growing America's defense capabilities, citing the importance of using strength to deter enemies amid growing global threats.
We need to make that investment as a country because the name of the game is keeping peace. The name of the game is avoiding war and having our allies and our friends out there also avoid war. But we do that by being strong, and we do that by investing in defense.
U.S. defense spending is currently at the lowest level since World War II.
This is not enough to deter our enemies. Just look at the consequences of underfunded and uncredible American deterrence over the last 4 years. The Taliban retook Afghanistan. Russia launched a full-scale invasion of its neighbor. Iran and its proxies perpetrated the worst attack on Israel since the Holocaust.
Congressman Mike Rogers believes defense spending needs to be at 5 to 6% of the country's gross domestic product, a number retired Army General Jack Keane supports, while adding more money must be accompanied by reform.
We have to fix our business practices in the Pentagon, and we have to hold the Pentagon, responsible and accountable for that. And we certainly have to fix how we do business with the defense industrial base and also with our own organic industrial base. And I think the Congress has to take a tough look at itself in terms of how it does business with the Pentagon.
Meanwhile, Representatives Jen Kiggans and Sanford Bishop, a Democrat, relaunched the bipartisan Military Family Caucus, focusing on the home front as part of the overall defense effort.
We did a lot of good work last Congress, and we had 31 amendments that came out of the House. 29 of them passed out of the Senate to the tune of about $5 billion. But Congress really listened, and we put our money where our mouth is, and we're working on improvements. But the Family Caucus that we are now starting up for this Congress is important to me because it will allow for a vehicle to follow up.
With Republicans holding slim majorities on the Hill, House members hope to push through a new budget resolution, which would include $100 billion in additional defense funding. Senate leaders, meanwhile, are calling for a $150 billion increase. Caitlin Burke, CBN News, Washington.